The station working for you. This is WRTV News at 11. Streaming now.
Protests are expected to continue this weekend around the country and in Louisville. Following this week's announcement, officers will not be charged in the death of Breonna Taylor. She has become one symbol of the movement for social justice reform, along with calls to defund the police. WRTV's Cameron Riddle shows you how one Indianapolis group planning a demonstration tomorrow is working to put ideas and action behind that phrase.
You can say a chant or a slogan in the streets or during protests, and then when decision makers, when gatekeepers, when power brokers get a hold of it, they may just be moving money around.
Matt Davis is the co-chair of the Indiana Racial Justice Alliance. He says the phrase defund police must be accompanied by a demand on how that money should be reinvested in the community.
And not just insert new thing other than the police. It's insert what we need, right? Defund law enforcement and then put that back into something that actually prevents crime.
Davis says through the past year, organizations like his have been listening and talking with residents of the city, oftentimes during protests. He says the people he's talked to have made it clear that it's time to evolve public safety down to changing who responds to 911 calls.
Eleanor Northington was a black woman that was killed, a 45-year-old black woman that was killed. She was having a mental health crisis at a church, right? Was hogtied and choked out. Why were the police even called for that? They needed a mental health professional to walk in that church and to help that woman out.
In a statement, the city says Mayor Hogsett agrees that investment in mental health and community programs is critical to addressing the root causes of crime and creating systematic change, which led to the creation of a criminal justice reform task force and a program that pairs mental health professionals with a crisis intervention trained law enforcement officer to intervene when someone is experiencing a mental health crisis.
We are tired of it. We are still here to defund law enforcement in a way that makes sense.
Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
The Indiana Racial Justice Alliance will be meeting outside City Market at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. While no large protests are known to be planned this weekend, IMPD has said it will be monitoring any possible demonstrations to allow the right to protest while protecting people and property.